So, all wired up and the presentation is on. So, I will talk about 3D printing and how is it going to change or affect the design industry. And first question that might pop up is, why is this guy talking about jewelry to me? Well, 4 years ago, I wouldn't have thought to be standing here. I've been working at Deutsche Bank and doing a business administrative degree. And so I really didn't know what I was getting into when some of my clever friends approached me and said, well, let's found a company in 3D printing. So we started out in 3D printing and founded SteelNest, which is a publisher for 3D printed jewelry design. And what I want to share with you is the experience that we made in the last years about what's going on in 3D printing. So first of all, why 3D printing? It's actually a pretty old technology. It has been around for 30 years. But what's changing now is that the price has dropped and it's coming from a rapid prototyping technology and it's going to a rapid manufacturing technology. So the quality increases. How does it work? Real quick. This is a laser sintering machine or a model of it. And you see the white pulver on the left side and it's applied onto this building platform. So it's a really thin layer, just 0.1 millimeters. Then the laser beam hits this pulver and melts it. So after a while, layer by layer, the new object emerges. And this is, for example, the outside of a cuckoo clock, which we printed together with some designers, that is just being taken out of this pulver bath. So as you can see, the pulver is just removed and brushed off. And there you go, you have your final product. You might be asking yourself, okay, this looks like plastic. It's actually fine polyamide, and we do jewelry, so the top ones you can already see here, and I brought some materials with me, so I hope you can see it. Maybe we can film that here, if it's possible. And now we'll go on. In the meantime, I also brought some other materials. For example, you can print wood. It's possible. I don't say that the quality is all right so that we can offer it as a piece of jewelry, but it already works. So here are some products that you can 3D print, that has been 3D printed. You're asking me now, well, do you 3D print gold? Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. The quality is great. Do we 3D print gold? No, we don't, because it's just too expensive. But we 3D print the wax, which is then molded. So it takes a while, and we've been in the space for 3 years, mostly developing. The question is, how do you get to those products? Well, of course, you need a file. And you can imagine it looks like this 3D printed file is kind of like a PDF with the third dimension. So like you might use Photoshop, you just have programs like Rhino that you can use to create your file. So, for example, there you can see the application of Rhino and the final product. We then send this file to manufacturing partners and have it produced. Our task is not to only do... Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, take a look, you can take it on. Please just return the silver ring. So this is what we do. We do the curation, we are the publisher, so we check the files, we do the marketing, and we do the sales for the designers. The designers have a share in what we sell. But I'm here to talk to you about how it might change or affect the design industry. And first we have to see how does it work now. I'm not an expert on it, but for the last few years, I've learned that the things that are just being the products. I guess maybe you can help me here. Mic would be great, yes.
The one? I want to? Okay.
Ah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, but I'm all wired up, so I just go with that. Yeah. Thank you. How does it work? The collections that are being produced right now are for the winter of this year, so it takes more than half a year. Why is it so? Because the collections are mostly produced in larger numbers, so starting at 50 pieces, and it's produced abroad to be price competitive. Well, that's something that designers can do, but it's a lot of work. They must be multi-talents. They have to be business administrators, they have to be marketeers, and this is where we step in and help. But I'm here to talk about 3D printing, so there are certain advantages that the technology offers that I want to show you. The first thing is that it's really quick. You can have an idea today, and you can have your final product in a week, and that's realistic. And so you can start selling then. You can do shapes and objects that you weren't being able to produce before. So for example, undercuts or functional parts. So for example, you can print a small chair and then expand it. It's actually as costly as writing a blog to do the design. Because, I mean, you need to have the program, you need to be able to do it, but even the prototype, if you want to print one, but you don't need to, but it will just cost you a couple of $100. You can send it using mail. For example, we work with Farina Cheng in Sydney or Scheinfeld and Rodriguez in Hawaii. You do not need a storage place, which is not such an upside if you have jewelry. It's pretty small. But think about, you don't even need to print it. You can just sell it, so all the pre-financing costs are gone. You can A/B test it. The e-commerce people among you know, the Google logo, for example, was evolved using multiple versions and just seeing what sticks. You can also do that with design, using algorithms that alter the design and then test what looks best. And this is something what we did when we started, and there you can see that we were really technology driven. We did a tool where you could do your own design, and the usability was great, but we didn't know what people wanted. So Mijou sadly is history. My girlfriend would say, yeah, that was about time. Thanks for listening.